Hi everyone, I want to show you a cool platform called Vizia that allows you to use YouTube videos and ask questions and do polls and so forth. I haven't used this on students yet, so just to kind of clarify that, but it looks easy enough to use, so let's get started. Let's say you have a YouTube video, and let's say it's this one, and you want to use this video and want to make sure that all your students are watching it, right? So where it says share, you're going to copy the link. And then once you have logged into Vizia with your school district email, it says add a video. I'm going to Control V. I'm going to paste my link in there. Okay, and if you can see, it now has my video in there. And so I want to name the video. I want to call this test 1 just so that I know what that is. So I'm going to update that. And I'm going to need this eventually when I want to share this with my students. This is where my responses are going to be on Google Sheets. And this is super, super critical. Right here where it says Gate Video, I need to make sure that this is on. And I want to make sure that when I post this, especially for the very first time, that I'm telling students that they need to give their name and their school district email at the beginning of the video, or they do not get credit for it, right? And this is how you're going to monitor that your students have actually watched this, okay? So this gate video, you need to see a check on there every single time if that's what you want to do, okay? So this is the video, and let's say I know that at this part of the video, at 24 seconds, I want to add an interaction. You have a few options here. Let me see if I can. You have a few options here. You can do a quiz. Okay, and so the prompt is, when do you use a Poisson distribution? Okay, you have a fixed average. 2 choices. Don't know. Never. When the prompt tells you. Right? And so we're going to hit save. And that's going to give students, and you can see down here, that tells me that there was something there, okay? Let's say I know at 42 seconds, I want to do another interaction. I want to do a poll. I want to say, what is your favorite Google platform? Right? And we can say, please, classroom, docs, slides. So it gives you the opportunity to make a poll. Let's say over here, I want students to do a text response. So I want to ask them a question. I want to say, what do you think will happen next? Okay, and I'm going to get a response from them. And then another thing that I can do is a call to action. And this one's kind of funky because this is going to, I can actually link stuff if I want them to do something afterwards. So I'm not very clear as to what this one looks like yet. So I'm not going to embed it until I know a little bit more about it. So from what I can tell here, I have 3 different interactions. If at the very end, I want to ask them a question and I want to say, how do you, let's make this a poll. Let's make this a poll at the very end. Okay, how do you feel after watching this lesson? Just to kind of gauge where students are, I understand everything perfect, everything well. I have a couple questions. Totally lost. Right, and then we can hit save there. So now students, you can actually share this with them, but let's just preview it so we can see what students are going to see. Okay, so when I drop the link into Google Classroom, do you see how it's going to ask for their name and email? So I'm going to write my name, so Boyd. I'm going to give my email. Give one that is not an active email. since this is going to be a public video. Okay, and so now that I've entered that, now I can actually watch the video that my teacher has prepared for me. So notice as I get up to this point of the video, it asks me a question. Granted, it does give me the opportunity to skip. So that's kind of like a pitfall of this little program. But, you know, if we set the tone and let students know, like, try it, you know, if you try everything, I'll work with you. Like, if you skip it, I don't know what you're thinking, then they will be probably more likely to put some stuff down there. And so I'm just gonna pick something, right? Continue. So that was a quiz, and then I want to show you what the poll looks like. In case you see poll, I like Google Classroom. Okay, and then let's look at the open-ended question. So right here, what do you think will happen next? What will happen? Right, and then hit continue. And then at the very end, remember that we stuck a poll in there about how you feel. I have a couple questions, right? And then you're done. So we can play the video again. We can go from there, right? So this is kind of what students would see. If I exit out of here, it takes me back to where I was. So this is what I want to copy. I want to Control-C, I want to copy this, and then I want to put this into my Google Classroom. And then watch, as soon as if students click it, it takes them directly to this part where they have to enter their email and so forth. Okay, so it's pretty good. As I tried to highlight during this video, there are a few things that are, you know, could be loopholes, but let's set that classroom environment so that we can instill in students a need and a desire to show their thinking, so that they know that it's not a gotcha moment, right? But that we genuinely want to know, like, what are you missing from this lesson? And then they can get the help that they need. Okay, thanks everyone. Let me know if you have